And then the All-American, the curtain would come down, the All-American rejects were behind it. It was a concert for kids. Very funny.
Watch School, featuring the All-American Rejects, August 5th on the CW.
So that way, that, and of course you do that, you've got to do a ton of other things, you've got to do things you never even imagined, like websites and stuff like this. And, you know, but that was really educational and very great fun to do. And I really believe, I mean, like, you know, one of the fundamental things about this change since I got into advertising is that when I started out, basically, all you were doing, you were filling time and space. I'm sorry, you're filling, you know, you were like, you know, your audience was handed to you. You knew they were reading the New York Times. You knew they were watching NBC, right? So that was, so basically what that means is that your disposition is, well, and it's true, and it's been, that's what people did, was they were like, well, let's do something that's maybe amusing in the 30 seconds. That was sort of your mentality. Because you didn't have to. You could go on there and go, hey, buy this. You know, stick it on your head. Whatever that commercial is. You know, you can do that. Like that's actually, you know, you can do that. But what the difference is that since then, is that people no longer have to watch commercials, and they no longer have to do anything, right? I don't watch commercials anymore. I don't watch really that much TV anymore. If I watch TV, it's on demand, video on demand. I'm not going to sit down and watch stupid commercials. So, and no one is. Why would you? If you had a choice, you wouldn't. So we aren't, right? So what that means is that as creatives, and it's actually more interesting to do a TV show than it is to do a commercial. So I can guarantee you that. What it means, though, is that your fundamental thinking has to be different. You now have to create something that's interesting in and of itself. Forget about, you know, piggybacking on the back of maybe your sitcom or whatever TV show you're on. Now we're in the position where we have to create things that have intrinsic value in and of themselves, that are worth seeking out. And we actually sold commercials in this to McDonald's and other people, you know, in our TV show. So that was kind of cool. But that's kind of where it's at. I think you've got the fundamental underlying premise of what we do has changed, and I don't think enough people realize that. You know, the ones who do very obviously do. You can tell they do. But like, and the most conspicuous example of that in America is Christmas Board of Augusta. They totally get that the game is fundamentally changed, and you act accordingly. You know, but most people don't because they can't, because it's a lot of work. It's a lot harder than just going, hey, isn't this kind of funny? You know, where they run out of Bud Light yet again for the millionth time. And you know, so and Anheuser-Busch are actually a good example of that. They understand how this is going too, but it's hard to create things that are interesting enough. It's very interesting. It's very easy to create something that's slightly interesting and kind of funny, but being actually funny and actually interesting is a fundamentally different thing. You know what I mean? Like if you look at most commercial efforts right now, or wherever, they're just saying like, hey, you know, what's up? But they're not really interesting, are they? They're not really. No, they're not. What's really interesting is, what's really interesting? I don't know.
That GE spot out right now, what you're saying.
Which one?
The General Electric stuff where the people in the clouds are making the rain.
Yeah. I haven't seen that one, but I'm sure.
Oh, it's so cool.
Yeah, but like that's what you need. What you need is, this is I think what you need. It used to be the things like that were exceptional. It used to be the things that like, what's up were exceptional. I think that's got to kind of become the norm. You know what I mean? That, you know what I mean? It used to be like, oh, that was, you know, people would say like, you know, well, that was just, you know, lightning in a bottle or whatever. Well, get more of that then. Get more lightning and more bottles. You know, people. But because I think that that's the only chance you have of competing for people's attention, which is really what you're doing. At the end of the day, all this is about getting people's attention for something they're really not interested in, like office supplies or Budweiser. No one cares about Budweiser, it turned out. You know what I mean? They're not interested in it. You know, they think it's not good. It's actually really good, but you can't tell people that. You know. I'll actually show you something. Here's another one. I'll show you one last thing. This is something I did when we were shooting the commercial ones. What was it called again? I forget. Oh god. I forget what it is. I can't find it now. Anyway, it was a commercial about Budweiser that was shot. It's like I put it on YouTube. I can't find it right now. I can't remember the tags. But it was a commercial about the fact that it was Budweiser was the #1 selling lager in Ireland, right? And people would, I'd be in a bar someplace and somebody would say, "So what do you do?" I go, "Oh, I'm in advertising." "What do you do?" "Oh, I work in Budweiser." And they go, "Huh, you're Irish? Do you like Budweiser?" I go, "Yeah, I actually do. I drink it." And they go, "Budweiser's piss." And I'm like, "No, it isn't actually. It's the #1 selling lager in Ireland." And it is. And they go, "No way, couldn't be. So I did a commercial where it was just, it's on there somewhere. It was basically telling people that, what was the history of it? Oh yeah, I can find it. I can find it.
What's up?
This is my daughter. So anyway, this one. This is what I did. Never aired, but it was fun.
Tony Rizzoli of Lyndhurst, New Jersey, is enjoying the world-famous Budweiser beer. Say, Tony, did you know that Budweiser is the #1 selling lager in Ireland? Get the out of here.
People would believe it. Yeah. So, I seriously thought they put that on the air. I was like, "Yeah, you got to do this, guys." And they're like, "Yeah, the swearing thing." Well, we bleeped it out. Anyway, but I think you need to have things like that. I mean, I'm not saying that's great, but it's like it's true, and it's like it worked. There's the right dynamic. But anyway, so that's it. Any questions you have, or any questions? You good?
I actually, because you're doing more non-traditional stuff now with your own agency.
Yeah.
Do you have some pieces that you can show?
Well, I just did the
Okay.
TV show.
Okay.
I've got a website. You don't show. Websites are better experience.
Yeah.
We did a website. Did you ever hear of the thing? It was oh god, it was a spoof of Ken Burns. It was what the hell was it called? Okay. You go to tool.com, TUL.com, right? We did a site based on it was based on handwriting analysis thing, right? And it was we would analyze your handwriting, but the guy we had doing it was actually a comedian. And it would only slowly dawn on you that this is kind of a joke. But it was kind of a mixture of the science of graphology and it was a very involved thing. We had this thing where we put magazine ads and people would submit their sample of their handwriting, and we would send them personalized handwriting analysis. It was pretty fun, and I thought it was very fun. But it wasn't like mega hit, But it was, a million people saw it. So like for example, next year we're not doing this TV show. We did 2 of those TV shows, and doing a prank TV show, just so you know, will kill you because you'll have a heart attack. Because you realize when the day of the shoot, you'll be like, "Oh God, what if they know? What if the prank's blown?" Oh. I nearly died. We're not doing that. But we're doing another thing this year. For example, again trying to be interesting enough to garner an audience. Office Max is doing these promotions whereby you buy a box of crayons for a penny, right? At Office Max. So, and they have a bunch of things like that where you can get stuff for a penny, right? This is for moms now. So we're doing things, what we're going to do is we're going to have the same guy, same director, and we're going to go around like buying a Maserati and shit like that. And the guy is he's going to go into a Maserati dealership, secretly film it, and say, "Yeah, I'll have that one." And he goes, "No, I'll take it right now." And he calls up his friend. His friend comes on with a dump truck and he pays for it in pennies. We're going to secretly film that, right? It should be kind of fun, right? And so that kind of stuff. And we're going to have the world's biggest penny tray in Daly Plaza. Huge, millions of pennies in it. And we're going to film it as it empties over the course of a day. People come and take pennies. Leave a penny, take a penny, this would be take a penny. Stuff like that. And we're going to watch a million pennies disappear, see how much fun that is. And things like that. And we're not doing it, the reason we're doing it is because it just feels right, That's kind of the way it works, The world has changed incredibly in the last 8 years. And you kind of have to keep up with it, And it's not that hard. I mean, it's not like, it's a mystery. You just need to come up with better stuff than was around 10 years ago. And that's all. It's that hard, it's that easy,